Hello, David. Yeah, I mean, hopefully the amount of practice. If you practice one day, then hopefully that is gonna be you in Q3. Of course, it depends what car. Oh yeah, you're in Aston Martin. Okay, so you should be easily into Q3. With as well the amount of practice that I say one day, then you should be good for the race. Well, for the whole session. Yeah. Yeah. So, um, Shaz still hasn't um added the stream. Like I've sent the stream in, but he hasn't added everyone to it because I can't myself. So yeah. Um, last week I wasn't here. Yeah, I mean, if you practice quali twice, then you can sort of getting track limits every corner. Okay, that might be a bit of a problem. Not a bit of a problem, a massive problem, actually. Uh, yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. Yeah. So, Prestige, Australia. Um. So, yeah. Uh. The standing situation is a bit shit. Is not great because Reggie hasn't made them yet. I got a message from Shaz that he has something going on and all that, so he hasn't been able to make them yet. Um, so yeah, it's a bit of a blank for me. I got the race results in race results, and he says that Tsunami took the lead of the championship, even though Tsunami was 11th, which basically means no points. And so if I don't know how did he take the championship lead, but whatever. Um, Marco did catch up to both Tsunami and Ruggy, since let's do it on this. That Tsunami finished 11th, so no points for him. So he's still 1 point behind Ruggy. Marco finished P2. Was it P3? P2. And since he is 35 points behind Tsunami after Monaco, then that means that he did catch up to Tsunami and Rocket by quite a lot. The gap is still in high 2 digits, but he did shrunk it down by pretty much half, from 35 to like 17 points, about there. My internet situation could be a bit not great, since it's a bit inconsistent. But yeah. But yeah, we have Marco, Raghi, Tsunami. So the race should be, again, with those through the main championship contenders, very good. We have Ares in the Red Bull, which is going to be absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I forgot the flipping when Prestige had as well realistic performance. I'm still stuck in those times. I always forget that Prestige has equal performance nowadays, and not realistic. So it doesn't matter what car you're in, just it's preference. So yeah, Ari's reserving for Red Bull, so Red Bull are getting no points from him. Martin brothers, there's still 2 Ferraris to be taken. Tsunami and Ibrahim, of course. Pimerala steps, Beligua, Tom, Tig in Williams, so Nicholas isn't here. Hudson only in V-Carb. Jake and Womax and Sauber, and then of course Marco and Roggy in the Haas. There's still Martin and Jameiro there. Jameiro probably is gonna do 1 lap in qualifying and then leave, so that's gonna leave only 17 people. So yeah. On Australia is a track that if you do not have the DRS on the train in front, there's a very, very good chance if you do not catch it up in the next sequence of corners, you're not getting it back, because it's like a very good trend on this game where the DRS is very, very crucial. If you do not have it on the train in front, you're not gonna catch up that train in front unless in the early laps that you've lost it. I don't know. They're gonna be fighting a lot, and somehow you catch up to them. That's the only reason. But yeah, personally, I like Australia. There are a good few people that do not like it. So yeah, still a pretty interesting track in Down Under. Of course, semi-recently has been the track layout has been a bit changed, in my opinion, for the better. More overtaking opportunities, a bit faster. Overtaking opportunities. Not really overtaking opportunities. More like it's just a lot faster, a lot more flowing, and just for the better, in my opinion. Just for the better. So yeah, qualifying to be started in Australia. We'll see what the weather is like as well. And yeah, it's not gonna be too crazy for the drivers, I guess. Hello. And it is a sundown or sunrise in Australia, so yeah, it's dry. Nothing too crazy. 18 people in. Hopefully there's still going to be 2 people coming in. Jamira and Martin are in Ferrari. 1 Alpine missing and 1 V-Carb. But yeah, we'll see where Tsunami, Marco and Roggy will be. Those are going to be the main people that we'll be watching. Of course, maybe Shaz could go for a very good qualifying in here. Of course, it's only Q1, so a long way to go to see in what positions will they be starting, or the main heat for qualifying. Hudson and Aris have come out of the pits, the 2 Honda powered engines. What kinda Honda, kinda. It's sort of this weird thing where it's Honda, but then at the same time it's Red Bull powertrains. So it's sort of like a mix of the 2 of them. But anyways, Hudson out on track on the mediums, Aris on the softs. The next one is Tom on the mediums as well. Then after that it's Jake on the inters. Then after that it's an Aston Martin. Is that going to be Pimeralda? Yes, that is Pimeralda. On the inter tire as well. Anyone else coming out? So I think that's a Haas coming out. Is that Marco? No, that isn't. That is Rogge coming out of the pits. Not that many people coming out yet. Oh, there's gonna be brothers coming out of the pits. There's one of Pimeralda has been it already on the outlap. Brothers coming out of the pits on the mediums as well. But let's look at Hudson, his first flying lap and overall first flying lap of Q1. Hopefully Brothers lets him through. Yes, he does. Into the first corner, very quick turn 1. Very important to not cut or go over the track limits, so that is a very good place to as well go over the track limits, but very good by Hudson. Into turn 3 now. Good overtaking opportunity. Into turn 4 now. I feel like Hudson is not really that pushing with his car that much, but it might be just my feeling. First sector 26.795. You really need to watch out for the balance of the car, as the same as the track limits. Hudson a bit using that DRS on the main straight in the middle. Second sector 44.626. That second sector is just one corner and that's it. Then the third sector, those quick left and right that Hudson just made through. And then into turn number 12, if I remember right. Very easy corner that. Then into turn 13, don't want to go over that curbing on the inside. And then turn 15, or was it 14? Then 15. And then DRS enabled, using all of your ERS to the finish line, and he goes P1 17.191, and of course goes P1 Hudson. Ari's behind. He has probably invalidated. Yes, he has. Now he's trying to take the slipstream out from Brothers, behind Pellegua starting his lap on the inters, and then behind Tig starting a lap. Tom finishing his lap to go P2 17.363, cutting the corner on the inside as well, to not block his teammate Tig. Jake goes third 123.85. Then behind is going to be Pimarada. Yes, that is going to be Pimarada, and he goes P3 19.189. Then behind it is going to be Roggy finishing his lap. Goes if the second sector for 44.127 and absolutely smashes Hudson's time by almost 8 tenths. 8 tenths faster than Hudson. 16.419. A very good time by Roggy, at least for now, as a banker. Let me just quickly double check how many corners are on this track. I just want to be correct on the corner numbers, so that's it. I'm not gonna find out later that it's actually 16 or 15 or 14. Quick check. Brothers goes P2 in the meantime, 17.011 by Brothers. Pellegua 7th, now 8th, 22.071. As Steps has gone 7th, 21.096. Let me just check the circuit. It's 14 corners, okay. So actually less corners that I anticipated. Okay. Let's see, Shaz has started his lap. Aris is still driving around there, trying to set a lap. 27.269 through the first sector. Martin goes 9th with 37.439. Very good time by Martin. Aris through the second sector. 44.922. Sliding as well through the left and right. Now into turn 11. Aris doesn't have that much ERS anymore as well, so that's not great. Lost it as well through turn 12 over that curb that I said earlier to not go over, and he goes into the pits. So that's a lap done. Jameiro to the first sector. What's the first sector going to be? It's 26.638 by Jameiro in the Ferrari. Shaz second sector for 44.796 as Tsunami goes fastest, 16.295. Over a 10th in front of Roggy, but of course Roggy made that time on the mediums. Is it Roggy? No, Roggy is not on lap, but yeah, Tsunami has made that time on the mediums compared to Tsunami, who made it on the softs. So yeah, of course, then Roggy has already time to be found just by the tires. Shaz goes 4th, 17-0. 5-0. Womax 5th, 17-0-7-1. Marco, it was a 44-2 to the second sector. Third sector, he goes fastest, 16-1-6-1. And he goes fastest now by over a 10th. So yeah, Marco, again, qualifying specialist, like I was calling him. And finally, he's living up to his name. Well, of course, there's only Q1, so there's still a lot to go, but it is a good start to this session. Jameer, in the meantime, goes 4th, 16-8-1-5, so very good from him as well. Very good as well for the fact that I've always remembered him from being at the back of the grid. Now he's actually at the top, as actually Brothers has downgraded him down to 5th, 16-6-7 by Brothers, as he goes 4th. Anyone else on a lap? Martin in 10th, 17-5-9-1. Martin 17-6-9-6, letting his teammate through Jameer, who was not on a lap, at least to my knowledge, not on a lap. Yes, definitely not on a lap. Mark as well, not on a lap. Maybe he drives behind. Ibrahim could be on a lap. No, he's definitely not on a lap. Is there actually no one on a lap? I guess so, because Brothers just made a lap. And he's not using any of his ERS. He yellows in turn 11. That is Aris going wide. Going straight on. Interestingly, trying to rejoin the track now. But very weird that he's gone off there, straight on. But okay. Ibrahim made his time to go 14 to 120.639, but of course we know that he didn't use his ERS on that lap. Now he's using his ERS, so of course he's going to have a lot of time to improve just by the usage of ERS, and maybe, well, going faster as well. Aris trying to start his other lap, but he invalidates yet again, this time through turn 1 and 2. Ibrahim to the first sector, 26.696, 1.1 seconds faster than his previous time. Second sector, of course, won't be that much of an... you won't see that big of an improvement compared to the first sector. Okay, take it back to 28.52. 28.52, 2.852 actually. This up now. Yeah, so Ibrahim, I underestimated how much time you can gain actually with using ERS. Now coming to the final corner, Ibrahim, very good. That exit, still ERS to use to the finish line, and he goes P7, 16.893 on the mediums, of course. So that's good news. So that's, yeah, then you're setting 16.8, not 8.3, and setting that time on the sauce wouldn't be good. Shaz goes... No, Shaz was 5th already there. Or did he just set the time? But I know Jake went 9th, now 10th. Tig 3rd, 16.263. Pimrada as well, earlier 16.185 in P2, just behind Marco. Let's just say this, that Shaz as well 6th, 16.448, even though he said that time hot minutes earlier. Jake in 10th, 17.029. Just check that the stream is going, so that's... I actually know that I'm not speaking to no one, because the stream likes to go off. Okay, yeah, it is still on. Because it's sometimes when my internet is dodgy, it just likes to... The stream likes to go off without it telling me that it stopped. Like on my PlayStation, it still says that it's recording, it's still streaming, but then in actual, for example, in this scenario, YouTube, it shows that it's not streaming. In the meantime, Aris finally has made his time, not invalidated, 17.259, and Adamant is in 13th, so outside of that dropout zone. But of course, everyone behind him has made their times on worse tires, aka mediums. Hudson still needs to do a time. Well, it would be recommended from him to do a lap on the softs as we go close to have 5 minutes remaining in Q1. Anyone else on a lap? Ibrahim definitely not. Aris definitely not. Martin could be on a lap as well as Martin. The two Martins. Martin 4 tenths up. Martin no clue, but it looks like that he is pushing as well. He has the slipstream, so it would be wise for him to push on this lap. Pimrado retires in the pits. Martin through the turn 11, the same as Martin. Martin. Martin has gone straight off through turn 12. He might have hit that curb on the inside, trying to counterattack that slide, and unfortunately has gone off the circuit into the gravel trap. Thankfully, he didn't retire there, but it looks quite strange to see a car just going straight on through turn 12. In the meantime, Martin, who was in front of Martin, has gone up to 10th, now down to 11th, since Peligua has gone P7, 16.615. Martin P11, 16.993, exactly a 10th behind Ibrahim. Jake out on track. And pretty much that's it for drivers on a lap. Jameiro would be the furthest one to be on a lap. Yes, and he's still going through the third sector. There is technically still drivers that would be recommended to go out. Hudson, Tom, Martin, Steps, Ibrahim, and Brothers to go out. Okay, Brothers could be safe, but we'll see if he's going to come out of the pits. Of course, Martin was out on track, was setting a time, but unfortunately he had his incident through turn 12. But yeah, hopefully he comes out of the pits again as Martin... Bro has missed the pits. Bro has missed the pits, apparently. Just a casual missed the pits move. Jameiro through the first sector, already improving by 3 tenths. Just by the usage of the softer tire. Well, soft tires. Now through this second DRS zone. Bit down his time. Now, I believe that was flat out through there. He did downshift. But that was probably flat out. Through the trying to catch that slipstream from that rebel in front, that is Aris, into turn 11. Into turn 12 now. Hopefully he doesn't do the same as teammate did. He didn't. And then into turn 13. Good. Exiting out of second, which is interesting. And final corner. And now just run up to the finish line. Where's Jameiro going to finish his time? P7, 16.524. Pretty much that gap that he gained through this... The gap that he made through the first sector, which was 3 tenths, it stayed on. It stayed throughout the whole lap, which is kind of not ideal, but okay. If he's going to go through with that time, then of course it worked, but again, just... I thought that he's going to gain a lot of time through that third sector, but okay, P7 for him at the moment. Jake trying to improve on his time, only 63 thousandths up on his time through the second sector. Third sector, did he find more time on his lap? No, he didn't, and actually did not find any time through the third sector, so he has to settle for 12th in the end. Well, technically, if he... he couldn't, he cannot even rush it, and even he retires from the pit, from the qualifying, so the best that he can hope for is 12th. The same with Steps, who can only hope for 14th, as he just said his time to go for P14, 17.116. behind Aris, trying to set one last time. In front of him, he has a Mercedes of Martin, trying to set a time as well. Actually, no, that's Bradders actually in front of him. Then Tom improving by 1.5 tenths to the second sector, so it's not a good improvement by Tom. Martin as well probably improving. Steps out of the well, has retired the same as Aris, but I think he just binned it. Hudson has binned it as well. So he is invalidated. Aris actually binned it, and that's Hudson out of qualifying, since Tom has gained a lot of time to the third sector, and he goes up to P10. So that's Hudson out of qualifying. Now Martin goes up to 12th, so that pushes a step down out of the qualifying. Hudson tries to still, well, look like he still tried to go for another lap, but he can't anymore. Womack goes up to 10th, so he's safe. Pretty much everyone else is safe, since Hudson is not going for another lap. So Martin is safe. Martin is safe, but I think Martin is still pushing. Ibrahim, where does he go? P4, 16.263, exactly the same time to 1,000 of a second with Tig. So very good time by Ibrahim. I want to see if Martin is actually pushing. Yes, he is, and Bradders goes up to P1 in front of Marco. 16.144 by Bradders, so a very good time by Bradders. Anyone else? I mean, it's only Martin. I mean, he doesn't need to finish this lap, but if he wants, then he can, of course. I'm not forcing him to retire. Of course, he probably doesn't hear this, that I'm saying, stop it. You're not gonna improve. Does he improve on his time? Yes, he does, but stays in 14th, 16.929. And now we just wait for Martin to retire in the pits. Or, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that is it for qualifying, and it is Steps, Hudson, and Aris out of qualifying. Very tight gaps throughout the whole grid, thankfully. Only 1.1 seconds from the top to the bottom. So it's a good tight grid. It's looking good. Yeah. Okay, actually, I have to read that in YouTube because it's cut off. Something about the third sector. You said that, I didn't see it. But yeah. In the end, Bradders on top, Marco P2, Pimrada P3. And then Tig 4th, Ibrahim 5th. And then the drivers who did not make it are Steps, Hudson, and Aris, who are out of qualifying. I improved 4 to 5 tenths in the first sector and the second sector, and I lost in the third sector. Yeah. I mean, 4 to 5 tenths, that's a lot. I mean, that will put you quite high up there, so... Okay, so that was definitely not a bad lap at all. Let's just clear that out. Yeah, and actually that would have been, to be fair, 4 to 5 tenths. I mean, from the previous results that I've seen from you, like, don't take this as an insult, because this is kinda harsh reality, and the way that I see it. But that would have been probably the best qualifying that I've seen from you. Because the other times you have been... I mean, if you've 4 to 5 tenths from you... Goddamn. So yeah, I mean... Yeah. That would have been a very good, very good lap by you. At least two from my standings, from what I've seen from you. So yeah. Q2 started 1.5 minutes ago, and we have Womax out on track on the softs, Tig on mediums, and pretty much the rest on the softs at the moment. Those who have come out of the pits, or is Bradders? No, that's Martin coming out on the mediums. The rest at the moment are, well, Shaz is thinking about mediums, but those who are on track, the rest, are on the soft tire. Let's just say it that way. Pimrada just going through past, seems like, was that Womax? Yeah. It was definitely not Womax, but Womax definitely showing off through turn 12. Showing off how it's supposed to be catched. Pimrada through turn... I thought that Pimrada is gonna invalidate there through turn 1 and 2, but thankfully he didn't. It was a very good line through there. Turn 3 as well. Turn 4, good one. Running wide as well, so very good. Through turn 5 as well, very nice. First sector 26.461 into turn 6 and 7, a bit slidey there. That has scrubbed him some time off, some speed off from him, from that car. So definitely not the ideal line that he wanted, but for a first lap, it is what it is. Second sector 44.364 through turn 9. Yeah. That is an invalid lap for Pimrada through turn 9 and 10. That's turn 9, going a bit wide. That curb as well bottomed out on it, and then going through turn 10, just with the way that he exited out of turn 9, then he had a very bad line through turn 10. And yeah, he went wide there, and yeah, invalidated and almost binned it. But yeah, Pimrada just trying to, I guess, finish the lap just for Delta. And actually, Jake, I think... Hold on a second. Yeah, that would have been... Jake's time is the exact same time what Pimrada set on an invalidated lap. 16.462. I thought I was tripping there, but I wasn't. Jake goes fastest with the same exact time what Pimrada did. And by the way, Jake found what, like 6/10 out of nowhere compared to Q1. Q1 he said like 17.0 and he barely made it into Q2, and in Q2 he just goes 6/10 faster out of nowhere. Very good time by Jake. Jumeirah in P2 17.142. Shaz is on a lap 26.448 through the first sector. Rocky as well on a lap, apparently purple first sector. Martin as well on a no, he's not on a lap. Joke. Or sorry, that was a joke. Not that Martin is a joke, but that was a joke. Whatever. Shaz through turn 12, but that rear going a bit slidey into turn 13 as well. A bit slidey, but that's just using the slides to his advantage. Running out wide, almost binning it on the exit of the final corner. That wall was way too close to him. He almost binned it on the exit of turn 14. Thankfully, did not hit the wall. Ruggy is gonna now cross the line, and he goes faster than the first driver to go into 1:15s. 15.960. Behind him, Marco has come out of the pits. But yeah, Ruggy, fast lap, 15.960. A very good time by Ruggy. But yeah, Shaz almost binned it on the exit out of the final corner, which is turn 14. So he almost made what Sutil did in 2011 on the exit out the final corner, just doing a 360 and trying to save it. As Tsunami now goes fastest, in front of Rocky, 15-9-2-1. And this time, both of them have made their times on the softs. So, Tsunami has some pace, apparently. Rocky as well. But it looks like Tsunami has a bit more pace. No. What? I know it. Tom goes P6, 16-9-6-0. Anyone... No, wait, there's of course Peligua and Brothers on their laps. 44-2-4-5 to the second sector for Brothers. Peligua's first sector 26-6-3-5, but invalidates on the exit of turn 6. That is a very tricky corner with well, your rear going all over the place. Sometimes it depends on the setup. But then as well, the track limits on the exit, it is a very tricky corner, because as well, you kind of want to take that flat out. That turn 6, you want to take it flat, but it's not possible to go flat. Unless, I don't know, you have 50-50 wings, which would only work in time trial. Brothers, in the meantime, goes third, 16-3-7-1. Most of these people are probably using used tires. So, of course, the times will be a bit off compared to the previous times. Well, definitely no Rockies and Tsunamis. Times are off, because the first ones to go into 15s. Jake, probably the same, since the first time that he actually did a time to the 16s. And it is like 6 times faster than he did, than what he did. It's faster. The time is faster compared to what he did in Q1. A 6 times faster time. Marco invalidates his lap, so he's probably going to go for another lap. He has enough... okay, no, he's not going to go for another lap. He's going to go straight back in. But yeah, at the moment, no looking good for Marco. With less than 7 minutes to go, it looks like... It might look like there's got to be only one timed lap to go on the exit of turn 12. Martin almost invalidated on the exit of turn 12. So turn 13 and 14 looks a lot better in terms of track limits. And Martin crossing the line goes P9, 18-0-8-1, 9 tenths behind Jameiro. Yeah, that is a quite big of a gap there. Womax finishing his time, the same, no, not the same with Peligua. Peligua going into the pits. Womax is going to finish his time. Where does he go? It looks like a very good time from Womax. And he goes P5, 16-6-7-8. So it's a very good time by Womax, by his standards. In the meantime, Pimeralda now goes for a 15-9-7-0, 100th of a second behind Ruggy, and goes third. So joins the club of the drivers that are into 115s. Martin is on a lap 44-485. No, wait, that's okay. I completely forgot. I completely forgot what is a good time to the second sector. Apparently, Shaz did not see his first sector, but apparently it was purple. Martin through the final corner, and now just run up to the finish line. Let's see if he's gonna improve. Of course he's gonna improve, but he goes only P10, 17-1-0-7, and almost takes himself out. Apparently, Shaz again purple through the second sector, so apparently he's improving. I don't think that he's gonna actually purple in those first 2 sectors. Or maybe he had a slipstream from Pimeralda, so maybe then, but if not, then I doubt it. But okay, exit of turn 13 and 14, hopefully he doesn't bin it. He didn't. Of course, there's a lot of time to improve on the exit of those corners, and Shaz absolutely obliterates Tsunami's and Ruggy's time. Pretty much Shaz has pulled that time out of his ass, because that is 3 tenths, almost 3 tenths faster than Tsunami, and over 3 tenths faster than Ruggy. So, to be fair, I don't know from where that time did come from, But that is a very good time by Shaz. That is a very, very good time. But I wanna compare the first and the second sectors. Shaz is actually a slower second sector than Tsunami. Rocky is losing a lot through the second sector, so... Okay, the first sector makes a big difference, because he's the fastest. Third sector probably... Okay, the first sector is pretty much the biggest one. To Tsunami. Then in the second sector, Tsunami a bit catches up. And then third sector, Shaz just extends that gap. With Rocky, he extends that gap to the first sector. Second sector a lot more. Third sector he doesn't catch him up though that much. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Tick has retired, but yeah, Shaz, I don't know from where did he pull that lap from, but a very good time that has to be said. Jake invalidated. Marco still hasn't set a time. He apparently invalidated. So bit of pressure for him. Let's just say this. He has a bit of pressure on his shoulders to actually set a time. Of course, I'm not saying that's he cannot set a normal or a normal. A good time, a good enough time to go up to the and a safe top 10. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he needs to set a time, an actual legitimate time, without invalidation, and so far he hasn't been able to. So yeah, I mean, he's coming out of the pits now. The same with Martin. But Marco, if he wants to think about the championship, then he really needs to do his time. He really needs to do a good time. Someone is having a bit of fun with the snow outside. Tom starts probably his final flying lap of Q2 at least for now. Jake retires in the pit, so that's where he stands as well. Martin is out of qualifying since he is in P11 and retired. Hello, Tsunami. Welcome in to the stream. Tom, to the first sector. Is he improving to the first sector? Yes, he is by 2.5 tenths to the first sector. So that's already a very good improvement from him. Now through this back straight. There are many back straights. Actually, you could say the main straight or whatever you want to call this. Not actually a straight. Second sector, bits lost time through the second sector, but okay. Third sector, it is where it matters. 9 and 10 look good. And now again, DRS into turn 11. Turn 11, a bit too wide, a bit wide. Tom a bit wide. Missed the apex by quite a big gap to the apex. Running a bit too wide on the exit of turn 13 for my liking. And now on the exit of turn 14, run up to the finish line. And Tom, where does he finish? Only P9. He lost time to the third sector, so Tom only settles in for P9. Ibrahim behind 4.5 tenths faster than his previous time to the second turn 12. A bit slidey on that flipping curb. Peligua in front. What time does he do? P11 stays in the bottom 10. Ibrahim now goes P10 and he should be fine with that time. 16.266 by Ibrahim. Bradders doesn't set a time. Meanwhile behind, Marco is apparently going for the fastest lap of qualifying, could be even, because that's at 43s. Martin behind is as well going for a lap, but he doesn't have that much ERS. Jameiro the same. Womack's invalidated, so he might be out of qualifying. Tom as well. I mean, if Marco doesn't pin it on the exit of this corner, then he should be then he's gonna be out. Marco should be in very easily, very comfortably. P7. Jameiro goes P6. With that help with the slipstream, Womack is out of qualifying. Is Jake gonna be out of qualifying? No, he isn't, since Martin couldn't set a time. a good enough time to get even close to Jake. And so it is Martin in P14. Jake manages to get himself into the top 10 yet again by just about qualifying for it. But yeah, Shaz on top, Tsunami second, Rocky third, Pimarada fourth, then it's Tig, Jameiro, Ibrahim, Marco, Brothers, Jake, completes the top 10 who make it through into Q3, and then it says Wumax, Tom, Peligua, Martin, and another Martin who is out of qualifying. And now we go into Q3. The qualifying session that of course everyone loves or hates. Maybe from a driver perspective, since it's for some people it might be a bit stressful to get a good time. I don't know. It really just depends. It really just depends on the aftermath. Are you gonna get that pole position, or are you not? Or are you gonna just completely bottle it on the exit of turn 1? Like Bottas did in 2018. Or I don't know, something else. Something completely else. Maybe you just go straight on through turn 3. Or bin it on the exit of turn 6 and 7, and then you do an Albon. Yeah, going slower than Q1 is a bit of a pain. I mean, you had a lot of drivers on there who made slower times in Q2 than what they did in Q1. For example, Martin, I believe. But then you had some drivers like Jake who actually improved a lot in Q2, like 6/10 compared to his Q1 time. So yeah, you could say the same with Marco, to be fair, compared to mediums and softs. Although to be fair, even if compared to mediums and softs, he's still slower than his time, since his medium time was 16:1. His soft time in Q2 was 16:2, and that medium time was in Q1. So yeah, of course, then different circumstances that Marco could not push as much, of course, because if he was gonna try and push it 100% to the track limits and all that, then it was gonna be a risk that he's not gonna make it into Q3. So yeah, Pimarada just warming up his tires. Behind him is Marco, and behind him is Jameira, and then behind him is Shaz, and behind him is that and that and that. But we'll be focusing on Pimarada in the Aston Martin on the exit out of the final corner, and we'll just look for a full lap with him. Exit out of the pits is Jake, but no, he can't do anything, and we switch quickly back to Marco, since Pimarada already binned it through the first 2 corners as quickly as he started the lap. Marco through turn 1 and 2 definitely did not do the same as Pimarada. Into turn 3, good exit with 4th gear, and then through turn 4 as well, very nice. Through turn 5, of course flat out, and then through turn 6 and 7, 26, 332, close to the yellow lines, because the yellow lines are the track limits, through or into this DRS zone. And now second sector 43.958 by Marco. So very good second sector, and now this third sector into turn 11. Does he miss the apex? No, he doesn't. He hits the apex very nicely, very neatly. Turn 12, again very good. Doesn't hit the curb on the inside. Turn 13, nice as well. Nice and tight into the turn 14, and a good exit out of turn 14. And that is going to be a lap that is going to put Marco up to the top into P1. 15.943 by Marco, and that is a very good time by him. And yeah, But Shaz behind it is going faster to the second sector. He's cooking. Shaz is cooking behind. 43.879. Shaz could have a legitimate chance of going for a pole position out here, with the fact that how rapid he has been in this qualifying. I mean, Q2, he went 3 tenths faster than Tsunami, which had a similar time than Marco. Shaz goes fastest and improves on his Q2 time compared to on his Q2 time, 15.609. Of course, a bit marginally, but Ruggy beats Shaz's time 15.596 by just 13 thousandths. Ruggy beats it. 13 thousandths. Ruggy beats Shaz. Bradis goes fourth. Tsunami goes fourth. Bradis third. Sorry, 15.772. 15.834 by Tsunami. Jameer in sixth with 16.749. Then behind it is gonna be Jake. Then Pimerada was again invalid his time. Jake crossed the line. Where is it gonna go? It's gonna be P6, 16.335. Again, improves on his time compared to what he did in Q2. So that's a good sign. Ibrahim already invalidated. Tig, where does he go? P7, 16.550 by Tig. Probably as well for some of these drivers are used tires. But for some, these are brand new tires. So yeah. For the pole position contention, 13 thousandths between Shaz and Ruggy. I mean, Shaz still has a very good chance. He still has a very legitimate chance of taking probably his first pole position of the season. Probably. I think. I don't know. But still. But for taking a pole position, a very good chance of taking a pole position. So, you know, I mean, Shaz hasn't been that good in Prestige, so that'll be a very good result for him, at least in qualifying. Then in the race is a bit different. Yeah. Pimerada, the only one out on track. Yes, the only one out on track. So we'll just follow him. 5 minutes to go in Q3. Yeah. Pimerada still hasn't set a time. This is a very good opportunity for him to set one, since there is no one out there. I mean, still he has a half the track to go. Hopefully it doesn't invalidate his time like it did on the first lap that I looked at as well. And yeah. Apologies that I sound a bit tired, but I'm a bit tired, yeah. I am a bit tired. A bit zoned out by that I'm tired, so not fully focused on this, or not the 100% focus that I could. Very close track limits on the exit of turn 2. Very close to track limits by Pimerada through turn 2. Turn 3 goes a bit wide on the initial apex. Through turn 4 a lot better. Into turn 5 and 6 and into 7, 16, 3, 5, 4. Again, close to track limits. Not as close as he did on turn 2, but still very close. Now into this DRS zone, yet another DRS zone. There are 4 DRS zones on this track, which is a bit ridiculous, but it is what it is. Second sector for 44.096 by Pimerada. That was as well close by Pimerada to get himself invalidated, because those are very big cuts through turn 10, through turn 11. Bit locking up, bit slow on the exit. Through turn 12, good. Through turn 13, sliding again and locking up a lot, and goes back into the pits. He doesn't feel confident whatsoever on that car. He doesn't feel confident. He's sliding a bit too much probably for his liking, and from what I see, too much for my liking. Got a bit lucky with the track limits, in my opinion, too. But okay, there's a bit of a waste of a set, to be fair. But if he thinks that he can improve on that time, then that's his decision. Less than 3 minutes to go, 2:40 to go. Shaz is coming out of the pits, and pretty much everyone is going to be coming out of the pits. Shaz, there is one of the Haas's, there is one of the Williamses, that's Tig. I mean, pretty much everyone is going to be coming out of the pits. We'll see if Pim Rado is going to be coming out. But yeah, we have Marco out on track, Tig, Shaz, Jameiro, Ibrahim. Yeah, everyone is going to be coming out. Of course, on softs. I mean, what else? I mean, if they would be coming out on wets, then I'd bet that they were bribed to do that. Okay, maybe not, but you get what I mean. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ruggie, the final one to come out of the pits. He is in a bit of a rush. I mean, bits of a rush. I say rush. There's a bit of a rush in here. There's a bit of a Sunday drive going on for some people in here. A bit of traffic paradise for a few people. But let's go back to Marco, since he is the first one to be starting a lap. And then his teammate is going to be, ironically, the last one to start a lap, so we won't know if Marco's gonna be on personal pole position or not. If he's gonna be on personal pole position or not. Through turn 1, 2. Very good line. Not invalidated. Close to track limits as always. That turn 11, 12 is so bad. There's so many people. I cannot commentate on this lap. Illegal blocking for Jake. For fuck's sake. Oh my god, this is such a shit show. This is such a shit show. Jake got a 5th place group penalty for crying out loud. Everyone wants Slipstream, and Jake is not. He won't even get one for crying out loud. Marco, 3.5 tenths up on his time through the second sector. He could be going on for a provisional pole position time in here, since he is behind Ruggie by 3.5 tenths exactly. So if he just stays with that delta, then he's going to be on provisional pole position. Time hits 0, so we are just looking at Marco's time till the end. And Marco, can he go provisional pole position here in Australia? Can he? Yes, he can go provisional pole position by over 2 tenths in front of Ruggie. Ruggie, who has invalidated his time. Ruggie invalidated his time, so he's done for in this qualifying. Shaz is up on his time, but only by 0.06 of a second. Doesn't have slipstream, so it's a bit of a not good feeling, since what sort of traffic paradise he was in. But yeah, Shaz, can he go provisional position? Can he find more time through this third sector? Can he go faster than Ruggie? That would be the best idea, or the good idea to be in. Shaz, can he go provisional pole position? No, he can't. He found time through that third sector, but goes second, 15.4, 7.3. Tig, 6th. Tsunami goes 4th, 15.697. Ibrahim 7th, 16.191. Behind, Pimroda goes 6th, 15.861. Jameiro off the circuit with a broken front wing. He's in 10th. Jake in 9th with 16.335. Tig 7th. Bradison 5th. But it is the quality specialist, Marco, on pole position here in Australia. When it matters, he is on pole position once again. Of course, he is on a charge. He's trying to be on a charge to catch up to Ruggie and Tsunami. And as it looks like, it is looking very good for him. Pole position in Australia. Very good for him. Shaz in P2, so that's very good from him as well. Ruggie, who, I mean, he could have been on provisional pole position. He was improving to the first sector by what? By a tenth. So if he would have found 2 tenths, or more, or a tenth, 1.5 up to it, then he could have been on pole position. But unfortunately, he isn't. He is down in third. But yeah. So yeah, going into the race, I'm not 100% sure we were restarting because of that 5+ grid penalty for Jake. I'm not too sure. I've not seen any ads that we are restarting anything in the Prestige chat. Nothing. I just see in general chat that it is quite dark out here in Melbourne. Could it be rain in the race? Could it be? Maybe. I mean, it is quite dark. There are clouds of the circuit. Yeah. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see any sort of communications that the race would be restarted. So I guess we're going how it is. So Jake is in 14th. And okay, let's see the tires for everyone. This could say that... This could maybe say, the tires for everyone, that maybe it's not rain, that the rain is not coming in the near future. Maybe at the end it could rain, but not at least in near future, since Shaz, Rocky, Tsunami, Ibrahim and Peligua have gone for the hards, the rest for the mediums. I'm very interested by Shaz, Rocky and Tsunami the most. How will they do on the opening laps? Shaz, of course, will be in a bit of a better position, since behind him there are 2 people on the hards. Rocky as well has 1 person behind him, right behind him, on the hards. But then Tsunami will be in a bit of a bad position because he has 3 drivers behind on the mediums, and then there is his teammate who is on the hards. So everyone that is going to be on the hards are in a bit of a pickle. They're in a bit of a worse position for the start, at least. But we'll see how that will go. How will they start the race? Will they start good or will they start bad? But for Marco, this is a genuine chance he could pull away from Shaz, Ruggie and Tsunami on those mediums and just run away. There is a genuine possibility, because Shaz, Ruggie and Tsunami, they'll be slow on the first opening corners and of the start line. So, you know, there is all that could happen. That can happen. And probably for Marco it should happen, but we'll see, of course. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and lights are out. And we go here in the Australian Grand Prix. Marco, like expected, he does get a good start, but Shaz does get a good start since he's on those hards. The same as Tsunami and Ruggie. Ruggie does go a bit off track, gets already overtaken by Pimrada, and Brad is behind. There is contact. One car spun into the wall. That is steps into the wall. Damage front wing for him as well. Drama on the first opening lap. Martin as well ghosted. I think he was involved in the yellows in the first sector, but they're all now cleared. Steps already almost out of the Grand Prix. Spun around in the first laps. Hudson fully destroyed front wing. I mean, fully destroyed front wing. No front wing whatsoever, so he was probably involved in that as well. Does Pilgrim have a damaged front wing? And at least not that we can see. But Ruggie, complete disaster on the first opening lap, since he's already down in 8th. Down in 8th, so a complete disaster for him as a championship leader. So yeah, he's not in a good position whatsoever at the moment. Right behind him, he has Ibrahim. Right behind him, who's kind of looking for an attack, but he wasn't. Ruggie goes a bit wide on the exit of turn 13. A bit of a bad exit for Ruggie. Ibrahim is using his ERS. Does he go for the attack into turn 1? Pimerada in front is overtaking Tsunami, but Ibrahim cannot get the overtake done on Ruggie yet. Yellow's behind that steps again. Meanwhile, in front, Pimerada already a 3-second time penalty, and we barely started lap 2. We barely started lap 2, and he's already down with a 3-second time penalty. In the meantime, Tsunami trying to defend from Tig through turns 3 and 4 as he just got overtaken by Pimerada. Pimerada, yet another warning probably for him, as I saw him going quite a lot wide on the exit of turn 6 and 7. Tig, is he going to go for the overtake on Tsunami or around the outside? Yes, he does go for it. Tsunami doesn't go side by side through it there, and so Tig makes up another position, or I should say that Tsunami loses yet another position. His brother's going to send it down inside. No, he doesn't. Stays behind, at least for now. We'll see maybe later on in the race, maybe if he does go for the send, for the dive bomb. But as of right now, he's still staying behind Tsunami. Meanwhile in front, Marco still in first, but did not get that start that I thought that he would get. Shaz did have a very good start of the line. And with Ruggie and Tsunami having now a bit bad starts, then later on, then here, Pimerada going a bit wide through turn 3. I thought that he's going to hit Shaz, but Shaz on those hards looks like that he has very good pace compared to Marco. Not like I'll be saying that Shaz is faster than Marco on those mediums compared to those hards. No, it's of course the DRS as well. Now let's see, Yellow's behind. That's Martin out of the Grand Prix, and that's a safety car. What Shaz did not need, as he was just about to go for an overtake. He was just about going for the overtake on Marco, but an early safety car caused by Martin retiring, crashing out on the exit of turn 6 and 7. That's very easy to do, actually it's not that easy to do what I've seen. But yeah, safety car, full safety car out on the circuit. Marco, I mean, probably everyone is gonna stay out unless someone has damage. But yeah, I think most of the drivers are gonna stay out. Ibrahim faking it, but of course not gonna pit. Maybe someone behind. No, Martin is not driving. Has he left? Do I have him? I don't think I have him. No. Let me just... Wait, is he on PlayStation? I know, everyone is on PlayStation for crying out loud. I don't think I have him at it, so... No. No, I don't. But yeah, Aris has a 3 seconds, so yeah, joins the club that David is in. Yeah, David, you are cooked. You are cooked. I mean, you already have like 15% in the rears. Shit. But yeah, 2 warnings, penalty and 2 warnings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, you're cooked. I mean, to be fair, they were quite bad. Got in. Although to be fair, yeah, the Rays are getting cooked on this track, since you need quite a lot of that rear downforce, rear grip. Turns 1, 2, then of course 3, and I mean every single corner, but especially like turn 6, where you need to slide, then the lefts, and then yeah, they're getting cooked on this track. They're getting cooked. Yeah, no one pitted besides drivers that were way behind. For example, Hodson and Steps, but Steps, he pitted already, I believe. Yeah, 2 stops for Steps. Alfie already pitted on the first lap when he had damage. Steps the same, but then decided later on that he decides to pit again for mediums. And those are the only pitters as of right now. Down to 17 drivers, of course, as Martin has crashed out on the exit of turn 6 and 7. So yeah, lap 5 out of 29. I don't think this is particularly good or bad for Marco or Shaz, aka for medium or hard runners. I don't think it's particularly in like good or bad, or clearly good or bad for them. I think it doesn't change much. Of course, now in this part of the Grand Prix, then those mediums are gonna be a bit worse compared to the hards. But then they'll go a bit longer, so then on the hards, then they won't be so cooked. It kind of goes both ways, but whatever. Safety car in this lap, as you saw, safety car flashing. And now Marco is going to control the pace under these circumstances. Just keeping it in the first gear. He's probably going to exit. He's probably going to go on the exit out of turn 3, as he's already in 3rd gear. And there we go on the exit of turn 13, on the exit of turn 14. And we are back at racing, not green flag racing yet. Now we are at green flag racing, and Womax has gone into the pits for whatever reason. Does he have damage? Does he have damage? No, he doesn't. Oh, he's softs. Jesus. Behind Martin, already losing places, but he's ghosted, of course. Behind nothing pretty much besides Pimerada already losing places to Tig and Tsunami. Mistake maybe by Pimerada. No! Pimerada disconnected from the race. Ay. Bad luck for Pimerada. And I don't think I have him at it. I highly doubt it that I have him at it. I'm gonna check my EA friends, but I don't think I have him at it. No, I do not have him at it. Womax has joined back in the session, so maybe that was why he pitted. I mean, he's ghosted, but I do not have Pimerada at it, so I can't add him back immediately. But bad luck for Pimerada in the race, where he was practicing quite a lot. Anyways, behind Chimero losing bits of places to Roggy and Ibrahim. By the way, Pimerada, my EA slash PSN is Wallstorm F1 if you want to join back in. It's Wallstorm F1. The same as in YouTube. If you want to try and get back. Or maybe you have the invite from Shaz still. Probably. Anyways. Nothing but... Okay. Okay. Back to the race. Nothing particularly interesting has happened, or nothing that would be eye-catching. Now we see that Radish is gonna lose places to Roggy. Probably Ibrahim as well, since he doesn't have DRS. Maybe Jameiro here. No, definitely not for Jameiro. Jameiro way too far back. Brothers 3 seconds up penalty, a bit bad exit off turn 10. Maybe Jameiro could take the advantage out of it to go for P7. Does he send it down inside? Yes, he does send it down inside. Does he leave room? No, he doesn't. The Brothers off the circuit. Jameiro pushed the Brothers off the track. I think Brothers as well just kind of went off himself a bit. Brothers into the pits. Does he actually have damage? I don't think he had damage. I don't think he got damage from that, did he? Okay. Brothers into the pits for the hard tires. In the meantime, in front, Tig has been overtaken by Tsunami. Tig pushes Tsunami a bit through turn 3. In the meantime, as well in front, Shaz is in front of Marco. Of course, I did see that. I just wanted to see what was happening in the lower top field. But back to this top field, Marco has DRS on Shaz and does easily overtake Shaz on this straight. Behind no one overtaking anyone besides Tom overtaking Jameiro, since Jameiro doesn't have the DRS on the cars in front. Jameiro very close behind Tom, but I don't think he's going to be going for the overtake. Into the top, nothing happening. Behind, nothing much happening. Tom just a bit going for the defensive on Tom. Jameiro goes a bit off onto the gravel trap, a bit on his left-hand tires, and he does lose a bit of time on that. Behind there's an overtake on someone, but I completely missed that. But Hudson and Steps are doing a good job at the moment of recovering from that one-lap incident what they had. Of course, they're being helped out as well a bit by Womack's pitting. Of course, not out of his own will. That was his AI. Martin being an AI. Pimrada AI. Brothers pitting. But still, they are in this DRS pick as Peligua is going for the overtake on Aris into turn 3. A bit of contact between them. Still going side by side between them. But Peligua does get a very good move around the outside out of turn 4. And a very good move by Peligua. And he moves up to P10 into the top 10 places. Up to the front. Shaz again overtakes Marco. Tsunami is very close behind Marco. Touches him a bit going into turn 9. But he could go for the overtake. Shaz almost lost it on the exit of turn 10. Tsunami, does he go for the overtake on Marco? He doesn't have that much DRS. He doesn't send it. Tig right behind Tsunami. But they still stay the same. Meanwhile, behind, Peligua goes for the overtake on Jake into turn number 11. And Peligua is up to P9. Behind, Aris has lost all of his places, drops down to 13th. So Hudson and Steps are up to 11th and 12th, respectively. Yeah, now maybe into turn 1 there could be something. Well, at least we see that Jameiro is up to P9 in front of Tom. In front, what the hell has happened to Shaz? What the hell has happened to Shaz? Shaz just got overtaken by Marco. And then, what the hell was that? What the hell has happened to Shaz? But what we know is that Shaz has broken front wing. He was in contact with Tig or Tsunami. I think Tig. But Shaz's race is now completely... You could say that it's over because he cannot go for the win anymore. Or it's going to be very unlikely. Dan almost gets taken out. Safety car deployed. Jake gets murdered. Shaz got almost murdered in there. Steps broken front wing once again. Hudson, I think that was Hudson causing all of that. Hudson, if I saw that right, Hudson was trying to bomb draft with Jake. Jake lost it through that because of the bumping that Alfie did. And so Jake went to the left and then bounced back to the right, killing himself and almost killing Shaz. And yeah, that's Jake out of the Grand Prix. In the meantime, in front, Marco and Tick pitted for the Hearts. Peliguay is our new race leader. Hudson is in 4th. Rocky 5th. Tsunami 6th. Jameiro... Fuck. What the hell? Shaz went from fighting, just comfortably fighting for a race win, to being almost killed twice. Yeah, I don't know how to doubt it. I don't know how to comment to say anything about them. But the one thing that I can say is that Shaz is kind of back in this race, but at the same time, I mean, he has his chances of getting good results are back, I guess. But then it's a bit. I don't know. Yeah. So at least we can say that Peliguay is our new race leader. Yeah. Peliguay is going to be quite a bit of a okay, let's say a bit of a roadblock for the drivers that have just pitted, the same as Hudson. 9-lap old Hearts and 10-lap old Hearts. Peliguay, he hasn't pitted yet. That's sort of the difference. Peliguay hasn't pitted. Hudson has pitted already. So I mean, if Hudson somehow makes them tires till the end, I'm gonna be very impressed. Although to be fair, then the race result is gonna be quite dog shit, because you have still more than half the race still to go. And yeah, Ruggy and Tsunami, Ibrahim and Shaz, I'm a bit worried for them with the tire wear. I want to check one place for that, because maybe I know. I might have one. Might have the strategy and tire wear. Okay, so softs are complete shit. Hards, their tire life is 17 laps, but then puncture territory is 31 laps. Safety car in this lap. Medium tires, 10 laps, but then puncture territory is 19 laps. So there is a possibility that Rugged Tsunami, the same as Hudson, but then it just depends. Can they make it? Can they make it? And as well with good pace. That's gonna be the question. But now, safety car in this lap. Peliguay is this time the controller of the pace, going a lot slower than Marco. And at this point, he can go whenever he wants. He will not be stopped by the safety car, and he already goes sliding already into turn 13 on those Hearts. Already sliding on the exit of turn 14 as well, so he's not confident with the car whatsoever. But we're going green flag racing now, and we're back racing on lap 13 out of 29. Behind already, Ruggy trying to go for the overtake on Hudson, already side by side. Hudson being forced over the circuit. Could be a penalty for Ruggy, but then as well maybe for Hudson, since he came up back on the track very dangerously, trying to go for the overtake. Jameiro just completely goes into Tsunami, gets completely faked out. Hudson sent a fake dive bomb, and Jameiro reacted to that dive bomb and went into Tsunami. Interestingly, Marco tries to overtake Peliguay, and he does get him successfully. Tig, does he get Peliguar yet? No, he doesn't. He's trying to save his DRS on this bit. A bit bad from Peliguar through turn 9, but does react to that. Just lets Tig through apparently, and Hudson has retired, and that's a VSC as he has been. What the fuck? Why are these crashes looking like there was just literal war on? Okay, so Hudson is out of the Grand Prix on the exit of turn 10, and we saw that Brothers and Tom got as well got involved in that. Brothers trying to take himself out of the Grand Prix. Womack's going into the pit since he has very old softs. Brothers into the pits, trying lovely mate, causing a potential full safety car. No, he isn't. He didn't. Okay. Is Womack trying to cook, or is he on drugs? Let's just say that. VSC will be ending soon. And there we go. DRS is enabled. VSC has ended. Tig just about got the DRS on Marco, so he is in that. Aris around the outside goes on to the. Oh, that was very dangerous by Aris through turn 9 and 10. Completely missed the whole thing. Could have switched to better POV, but whatever. Hudson has left the session. Well, of course, since he has retired. But Aris tried to go around the side of Jamero, but in the end lost the position to Ibrahim. Peliguar loses the position now, this time to Roggy and Tsunami. I think Peliguar is just trying to let people through. He's not actually fighting. Or, I mean, that could be the case, but as well could not be. Could be not. But whatever. Jamero in P6 as right now. Driving a good race, of course. Should be a net P5 since Peliguar needs to pit still. From where did Jamero started? He started from 9th position. At the moment, he will be in 5th, net 5th. So he's doing a very good race for himself at the moment, compared to the expectations that I have for him. So yeah, up in front, Tig, is he gonna go for the overtake on Marco? Yes, he does. Rocky has a DRS on Tig, or Marco. Tsunami as well in that. Rain is still not raining. Behind Marco, Rocky and Tsunami are trailing them two, or they're trailing Marco. We'll see how that will go between them two, or 4 actually. Take Marco, Rocky and Tsunami. Of course, those mediums at this stage of the Grand Prix will be quick, but then later on, those times will be going a lot slower, as one of those Aris looking like he was gonna completely bin it off on the exit of turn 14, but I think he was just trying to let his teammate through, Shaz, who is up into P8, so that's a very good that's good for Shaz at the moment, back in the points after getting murdered twice, or at least once. That's Peliguar and Jamero going side by side. Jamero almost crashes out on the exit out of turn 5. It's a bit of a mess going through turn 6 and 7. Jamero right behind Shaz. Shaz just about to manage to overtake. In front though, Marco overtakes Tig and Tsunami overtakes Rogi. Peliguar gets overtaken by Ibrahim. Aris overtakes Jamero. Peliguar now probably is going to get overtaken by Shaz probably on the exit of this, going into turn 11. Yes, he does. Maybe by... No, Aris definitely not. He's way too far back. But yeah, does get overtaken by Shaz behind Jamero. I think he went into the back of Aris. So that's not good for Jamero whatsoever. He really needs to think about this, the space in front, and just braking and anticipating how slow the car in front is going to go. But Rogi, he's going somewhat slow. He's not keeping up with that pack in front. what I would be expecting. Jameiro 3-second time penalty. The first one for him. Aris is the only one who has 6 seconds. Aris is doing very good in 8th, but at the moment he will be finishing in 10th. Since Steps is still within that 3 seconds. 6 seconds. So not ideal for him. In front still. I don't think Tig is going to overtake Marco on here. No, I don't think any sort of overtakes will be happening here. More about here. Shaz is trying to go for the overtake on Ibrahim, and he does it easily with the DRS. Peligua maybe? Anything? No, nothing like that. In front, Tig overtakes Marco. Back in here, I don't think anything is going to happen. Or actually, Peligua? No, he's not. He's not! Actually, Aris just goes into the back of Peligua. Push to pass by Aris. And Aris, with that, push to pass is up to 7th. So yeah, up to 7th. Peligua, of course, is going a bit slow. Jameiro is going to try to overtake him into turn 1. Would be a very interesting move. Aris as well, sort of trying to go for a turn 1 move. Ibrahim just goes straight on, almost takes out Aris. But Aris goes up to 6th as Ibrahim completely went straight. And Jameiro, where is Jameiro going? Jameiro completely misses his braking point and went straight into the gravel trap. And now loses completely the DRS. The DRS on the cars in front. And now gives the DRS to Jameiro, to Steps now. In front, Mark and Tig just switching places. Tsunami just cannot do anything. He's not close enough to go for the overtake on Tig. Ruggy is he's just about there. He's just about within this train. So he just cannot do anything. It seems like it. He has no pace compared to the top 3. Behind Steps overtakes Jameiro. Jameiro, yet another mistake probably for him. In front, Ibrahim overtakes Aris. Aris probably a mistake. Shaz in 5th, 2.3 seconds in front of Aris now, who overtakes easily Ibrahim. Ibrahim just let him through. Jameiro in the... okay, he's gonna retire. So yeah, Ibrahim not looking that quick as well. I thought, why did he let Aris through? But maybe the game gave him an order for him that he needs to let him through, but okay. It is what it is. I mean, Aris still has 6 seconds compared to Ibrahim 3, so it doesn't matter. Aris going off the circuit again. Back in front, Tig, Tsunami again, close to each other. Now this could be a prime time for Tsunami to go for the overtake to the cars in front. Maybe Tig down inside or outside he tries, but no, he can't. Tig, he saw that Tsunami wasn't going for it, so he closed the door on the outside. Meanwhile, behind, Ibrahim overtakes Aris easily. Peligua is still with these two, even though he's on 18 lap all tires. I mean, to be fair, that would explain all of your. Okay. That explains things, okay. That does explain all the incidents and all that. Peligua does not seem to be... I mean, he is within that DRS, but he's just about within the DRS. Aris yet another 3-second time penalty. 9 seconds for him. Behind, Tom spins on the exit out of turn 10. Damaged front wing on one side. Badly damaged front wing for him. Probably gonna be, yeah, at the moment he's still in P10. In front, Tig goes for the overtake on Marco. This is the time what Tsunami needs. This is the time when he needs to go for the overtake. Marco doesn't have the DRS, but he's too far back, and Marco has a lot more ERS. He just cannot go for it once again. Just again, too far back. Ruggy, no pace whatsoever. He's not even deploying his ERS, it looks like, whatsoever. So he's just trailing these two behind, or these three behind. So he's just not doing anything. Peligua, Steps, and Aris Steps has joined this party, so he's now in this. He's finally back in the points paying fighting position. Aris goes into the pits, maybe retiring. Doesn't look like it, but the Aris need maybe his brake as well is. Ok. Yeah, maybe he needs to think about this brake pedal as well, because for Jameer it really does explain why was he going into the people's asses so many times, or going wide like that. If it actually broke, then it does explain. As Marco goes for the overtake on Tig again, and Marco is back into the top. Yeah, literally on back into the top. Tsunami still not being able to overtake Tig, just too far back. Meanwhile, behind yellows, that's Tom again. Damage fronting once again. That might be actually a retirement for Tom in the pits. I just want to see speed. He doesn't actually speed, but that's a safety car caused by Aris spinning on the exit out of turn number 6 and 7. He stayed for quite a long time stationary, but this is a complete utter disaster for Tig and Marco. This is absolute joy and fortune for Tsunami and Ruggy and pretty much everyone behind, because they can go for the brand new set of mediums or softs. It looks like Shaz and Steps have gone for the brand new sets. Okay. Tom's car is just retired there. He's just dead there, but okay. But yeah, either mediums or softs. I'll be recommending mediums because softs wear out here very quickly. Aris, of course, causing that very controversial now safety car because it's very late into the race. For fuck's sake, Aris. How? Oh my god, Aris. What? You had such good pace, but you had to bin it with the penalties. First of all, second of all, now with missing the pits when you were going like what, 40 kilometers an hour. Okay. I mean, if you do not have it set for pitting this lap, then it's of course not gonna go into the pits. Why were you in the AI whilst trying to go into the pits? I mean, that's on you, mate. That's on you. Don't even think about it blaming the AI. Okay, but Marco is going to the pit lane, trying to salvage something out of this to go for the brand new set of mediums or softs, depends what he goes. Because softs are a bit shit in here, but he does go for a brand new set of mediums. So Tig is the only one in front to be left out on the old set of hards. This is painful for Tig. This is going to be absolutely painful for him. Steps and Shaz are on the brand new set of mediums, and the rest are on the softs. Yes. No, the other way around. Shaz and Steps are in a brand new set of softs. The others are brand new set of mediums besides Womax and Tig. Tig on 12 lap old hards and Womax still on 7 lap old hards. I'm not counting Pimirada or Martin because they are no racing. So yeah. It's a few buttons. I mean, every single steering wheel has a few buttons. Every single sim racing, whatever. I'm not gonna go into that. I just want to rate the comments. Unless the safe guy is in this lap, then I'm not gonna read it then. I just I just wanna rate it. My steering wheel has a few buttons, but I didn't set the button. I can change the front wing, and in the previous race I take the AI and change the front wing. Now it has to go straight. My steering wheel has a few buttons, but I didn't setting the button. I can change the front wing, and in the previous race I take the AI, change the front wing. Now it has to go straight. What? So... of the front wing setting, I'm assuming the front wing setting is the replace front wing setting. Unless you have it on, like, set on no, then it's gonna change it automatically. I think it still changes it, but whatever. If you have it on auto, then it changes it immediately. Because I saw it, you had the full front wing was gone. The full front wing was gone, not just the end plate. The full front wing was gone. So, you didn't need to do any setting. So, I mean, a few buttons. I mean, you don't have to have a specific button assigned to it to change the front wing. I mean, you can just go to the MFD and then with your T-pad, just change it unless you have some sort of different else steering wheel. But yeah, it's not that you have to have every single button assigned to this to change the brake bias. You can just do with the D-pad. You just press the MFD button, whatever you have, that pops up the menu, and you have of course have the different sliders, but the menus that you can actually change, you just change it with your D-pad or whatever you have it assigned to change things. But okay, back to the race. Safety car is in this lap. Tig, of course, is leading this whole pack. What? PlayStation 3. Sorry. You had me flipping flabbergasted there. You had me like flipping what? Okay, back to the race. Tig is getting attacked by Tsunami around the outside. Contact between them into turn 3. They're still making contact, still side by side into turn 4. Both of them off track. Well, technically it was only Tig. Tig still trying to defend his position. Rocky trying to go around the side of Tig. Didn't make it good. Wasn't so clean. Shaz is being able to overtake Tig now with those softs, as he had a terrible exit as he was on the grass, but he's not able to fully overtake him as Tig is still there. But Shaz has the better straight line speed. So now Ibrahim as well tries to go for side by side through turn 9, but not able to go for it. Ibrahim now is gonna uses all of his ERS to maybe send it down inside. Yes, he does send it down inside, but too much. Almost goes into the back of Shaz, and now both of them go into the gravel trap. Tig was in the wall for a bit of it, but was only wall riding it. But Ibrahim completely destroying his race and Tig's race in there. Sorry, and back to the top. The ERS is enabled. Shaz was trying to go for the overtake on Roggy, but was not able to go for it. Of course, he's on the softs, so he needs to take every single bit of advantage. By the way, I just want to call this out. Steps in P4, lap 1, he was dead last. He was dead last with the flipping damaged front wing and facing backwards on the track. And now gets a 3-second time penalty as I started praising him on what hell of a race he has had. Now he has fully thrown it in the bin. I thought he could have maybe had a podium, but apparently not. He doesn't want to take that podium, and so he just has to take 3 seconds. another time. So yeah, he is gonna have to settle for 6 at the moment, by the looks of things. So yeah, behind Tig overtakes Ibrahim again. A bit of contact in the same corner where they both went off track. But Tig is finally fully in front of Ibrahim. But okay, and okay, Ibrahim. Okay, we get it. You angry? You angry? Sure. Whatever. Back in front. These 3 have still stayed in the same positions. Peligua trying to go for the... He's kind of trying to go for the overtake on steps. I mean, it would be ideal that he would go for the overtake, so that he will be able to kind of trying to go for the 3 cars in front. But at the moment, he's only getting that P4 Marco behind as well, so he needs to think about that as well behind. Shaz is gonna try and go for the overtake on Ruggy now on this straight. Ruggy still has a DRS, but is not going for it yet. In the meantime, behind, Peligua in front of Steps. Steps is almost getting overtaken by Marco as well. Side by side, they're still going side by side through turn 10 and 9. And still side by side on the exit of out of turn 10. Marco does have the inside, but Steps has the outside, and maybe he gets the overtake. No, they're still going side by side through turn 12, but finally Marco gets it done, and Marco is up to 5th. Yellow's behind. That's Tig retiring in the wall. That's probably, he just probably binned it, or binned it, not even binned it, he just fully went straight on into the wall. But it is what it is. Crybabies out here, I guess. Driving. Back to the front. Shaz doesn't look like that he has the same pace compared to what it was a few laps ago on those softs. It just shows how shit those softs are on a race distance. But actually he's catching up a bit to Ruggy. Ruggy was trying to save up a bit of his ERS, because Ruggy doesn't want to go for the overtake on Tsunami yet, since this is the penultimate lap, and he really needs every single bit of that DRS, especially that Tsunami doesn't have even a 50% of the ERS. He has less than 40% of the ERS. So yeah, that's very important for Rocky to have as much as ERS as possible. Shaz is not going for the overtake on Rocky either, so he's not trying at all yet. Maybe he's trying to go for P2 at the moment, the most. Maybe he knows that Tsunami doesn't have that much ERS, so he's trying to catch up to Tsunami through the straights. And with the DRS, Tsunami of course trying to gain as much ERS as he possibly can for that final 2 straights on the exit of turn 7 and on the exit of 9 and 10. Tsunami in the lead. P2 is Ruggy. Shaz in P3, but mainly it is between these two who are fighting for the championship, and these two are as well in 1 and 2 situation. One of them is leading, one of them is not. I do not have 100% confirmation, but from the standings and all that, I think Tsunami is in the lead. Tsunami trying to play the DRS chicken game, but that was a bit too dangerous from Tsunami. There could be a penalty going into his way, but DRS for Ruggy. All of that DRS that he has saved up. Can he go around the outside? Yes, he can. Will he go around the outside? A bit of contact between them. Tsunami still on the inside. Still going side by side. On the exit of turn 9 and 10. Tsunami has to give way. And now Shaz complete overdrive over him. Peligua as well. 3 wide into turn 11. And somehow Tsunami's still there. But Peligua is still there. Shaz somehow loses all of it. Peligua almost loses it on the exit of turn 12, but on the exit of turn 13 or 14, unless he bins it all of a sudden, Ruggy wins the Australian Grand Prix in Down Under. Marco behind. Can he get P3? Yes, he can get P3 on the line. Ruggy wins the Australian Grand Prix. Tsunami P2. Could be a penalty heading into his way for that final lap. DRS chicken, that was pretty dangerous. Marco gets P3 on the line. And pretty much Ruggy extends his championship lead over Tsunami. Marco yet again losing few points on his teammate and on Tsunami. But yeah, Ruggy, beautiful race from him. At one point it looked like he wasn't getting that win. It looked like Marco and Tig were gonna run away with it. But in the end, it is Ruggie with that late safety car pitting onto the mediums. Perfect timing for him. And even a fastest lap for Ruggie, so even more points heading to his way. Marco P3. Pelligua could have gotten probably his first podium in this season, but unfortunately could not get it. On the line, lost it. Shaz P5. Steps P6. Good that he finished the race in P6. From being lost on the grid, facing the wrong way to at least finish P6. Womax P7. Southern race wasn't in anything, but due to high amount of retirements, gets P7. Ibrahim in P8, pretty much the last driver that finished the race. Ibrahim Pimrada, AI's Tig, retired in the pits, but he's still classified. And then Aris, Tom, Jameiro, brothers Hudson, Jake, and Martin are DNS from this Grand Prix. Next race, the timer goes again. Of course, the chat, the general chat is going to be absolutely going wild with all this. So yeah. So yeah. Next race, as we all know, is a, can you guess? Mystery rounds, of course. As it is every other round. Every 2 rounds, it is a mystery round. But yeah, this race was a good one. Ruggie probably extends his championship lead. And then the constructors, I actually didn't look at the constructors that much. But I think still Haas, Haas, again, extend the championship lead over McLaren. The rest are in no man's land compared to the top 2. But yeah, that was me again. Shame that sorry that I couldn't make it last week, but for this week I made it. I don't know how the rest is gonna go, because actually next week I won't be able to be in here unless there's a break after this till after New Year's. Although to be fair, then still for round 10 I think I won't be able to be here. But anyways, I don't think I'll be able to be for round 10. If that's still gonna be in this year. But if it is gonna be still in this year, then I won't be able to attend round 10 since I'm going to vacation. So yeah. See you next year, I guess. At least from my side. For round 10, probably then maybe Shaz, Reggie. But from me, we'll see you next year. Unless I'm gonna do Division 1. Then I'll be still in here. But for Prestige, actually not. No, actually no. We'll see you next year. Ciao.